Here's more wrestling news for April 25th, 2023, and we're starting off with Raw as Sami Zayn had conversations with Jimmy and Jey Uso, which did not go unnoticed by Kevin Owens. Owens quickly called him out, asking him why he still cares about the brothers, and said that it's clear that Roman Reigns is manipulating them for his benefit. Owens added that if the Usos can't see that now, they deserve what's coming to them in a rare instance of a sensible babyface. Matt Riddle's hilarious addition to the segment only helped, and while Owens and Zayn have cooled off somewhat since WrestleMania, they remain a highlight of TV. On last week's SmackDown, it was announced that Seth Rollins will face OMOS at Backlash in a match that certainly took fans by surprise. After all, the pair have hardly been feuding in recent weeks and have had almost zero interactions ever, leading some to speculate why this match is happening. One theory circulating online is that the match is some sort of punishment for Rollins, who walked out of the post-WrestleMania Raw after his segment was changed during a commercial break by Vince McMahon. When Ringside News asked their sources in WWE, they were told that this isn't the case and that Rollins is far, far away from being punished for what happened. When the site asked about the logic behind this match, they received a question in response, with their source in creative saying, "Who said there was logic behind this?" Rollins and OMOS are two big names on Raw, which has made this slapped-together match all the more confusing. And why do you think this match has been put together? We mentioned earlier that Matt Riddle interjected himself into a Sami Zayn-Kevin Owens segment on Raw, and Riddle's comments have had fans talking. During the segment, Riddle teased the return of Randy Orton, who hasn't competed since May of last year. And on Twitter, fans took notice, with some expecting the Viper to make his return in the draft. Orton wasn't on the graphic promoting the draft, which would make his return all the more surprising. And do you think he'll be involved in the draft? Let us know in the comments. Raw continued to see dissension within Damage Control, but how WWE is booking the group seemingly defies all logic. Io Sky wanted to cash in on her Raw Women's Championship shot against Bianca Belair, but we instead got a 6-woman tag, with Bayley taking the loss for her team at the hands of the Raw Women's Champion. WWE present Damage Control as a tactical, masterful stable, but their highly unfavorable win-loss record gives them zero credibility, and expect the group to eat another loss when Sky challenges Belair for the title at Backlash. Since his WWE deal expired, Bill Goldberg has spoken about wanting a retirement match, and given recent comments by Tony Khan, his final match could happen in AEW. Khan has said that the prospect of Goldberg in the All Elite company is interesting, and it was recently rumored that the Hall of Famer and Wardlow had an interaction. When Wardlow was asked by Simon Miller of What Culture Wrestling about the rumor that Goldberg pointed at him and said, "You're next," the new TNT champion had this response. "I pointed at him and I said, bet your ass I'm not next, so yeah, you guys just missed it. Goldberg did a walkthrough a minute ago and we exchanged words. I do not know what's happening behind the scenes, but we both mutually agreed that if the opportunity comes, we would love to see who really is next." Given the strength and dominance we've seen from Wardlow, it's hardly surprising that he has drawn comparisons to Goldberg, so it would be a likely choice to face him in AEW. Of course, this all hinges on Goldberg and AEW coming to a deal, but if one can be struck, expect a highly physical match between the Hall of Famer and the 3-time and current TNT champion. Later this week, the WWE superstars will travel to the UK for a brief tour, and the promotional image featured some of the big names who will be at the event. The image in question features the Judgment Day, Bianca Belair, Asuka, and the Brawling Brutes, but one superstar isn't thrilled to be left off the poster. On Twitter, Bayley asked if she has a sign on her forehead that says "Ignore me," and AEW's Dax Harwood shared a photo of the pair, saying he doesn't see any sign. Bayley then decided to share a poster of her own, including all the dates of the shows that Damage Control will be appearing, as well as a photo of her new cat. This isn't even the only time Bayley has felt snubbed by WWE, as she shared a video of a pre-WrestleMania 39 banner inside Madison Square Garden that didn't feature herself or her allies. Bayley has been with WWE for a decade and is a former Raw, SmackDown, and NXT Women's Champion, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, and Miss Money in the Bank, but it seems the role model is still struggling to get some respect. For months, it's been rumored that AEW is working on a third weekly wrestling show following on from the success of Dynamite and Rampage. While AEW have yet to confirm the reports of a new show, which will be the host of CM Punk when he returns, more details have come to light this week. Andrew Zarian reports that the show is expected to be called AEW Collision, as rumored, and it will air from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Zarian added that while it was previously believed that the show would be on TBS, the plan is now for AEW Collision to air on TNT. Originally, Collision was going to be AEW's C show, but with Punk's involvement, the plan is for it to be as important as Dynamite, if not more important. Between the launch of Collision, Punk's return, and All In London, this summer will be a big one for Tony Khan, as the AEW president looks to move forward after a difficult 2022. Not too long ago, several websites reported that the Dyad, consisting of Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler, had been released by WWE and that the tag team had requested to be let go. Those reports proved to be premature as the two superstars appeared shortly after with the rest of Schism, and now we know more about their situation. Fowler, aka Zach Gibson, took to Twitter to reveal that the pair did request the releases, but they were denied, and it was added his current contract will expire on October 15th. He said, "Today, WWE have denied our release, which was requested on April 3rd. On 15th October 23, we will be free agents again. I personally want to thank all of our fans for your continued support. It means a lot to both of us, especially during times like these. We'll see you on the 16th. Reed, aka James Drake, echoed the same points, though said his contract will expire on October 14th, and thanked all the fans for their support, saying, "As of today, WWE has denied my request for my release. I want to thank you all for your support throughout my career. I'll never take that for granted. My contract with WWE expires on 14th October 2023. I'm excited to share our next chapter once we're free agents." For years, the Dyad, who have also competed as the grizzled young veterans, have impressed fans with their in-ring skills, and many fans were excited to see them on the main roster. Of course, now we know that the pair won't be coming to the main roster, and while they haven't left WWE yet, their exit is just a matter of months away. When Bill Demott resigned from WWE in 2015, he did so amid a sea of controversy, as he was accused of abusive practices under his role as WWE's head coach. Demott allegedly used racist and homophobic language in the role, in addition to forcing rookies to undergo drills that they were not properly trained for, which resulted in him leaving WWE on March 6, 2015. Despite the claims, Demott has always claimed his innocence, saying he resigned to avoid any embarrassment or damage to WWE, and spoke about the allegations in an interview this week with Steve Fall. "When I took over FCW, which then turned into NXT, I already knew it had a shelf life before social media and all these things. The funny thing about the allegations was that when they came out the first time, there was a full investigation. The company comes out and says, 'We found none of this to hold any water,' but social media was so on fire that they didn't want the heat, and I don't blame them. NXT was just starting to tour the States before it became really big, so we were on our first tour of the States outside of Florida. I made a promise to Triple H. I know what the business is, I've been through it. I've been through the goods and the bads, the ups and downs, and I would never do anything to embarrass him or this company. So when everything came about, you have two options. Fight and add fuel to the fire, because now you're going to be spending all of your time doing that, which means you can't do your job, which means nobody's focused on what they're doing. Or you go, you know what, I appreciate the time, I'm going to step away and let everybody keep moving on." Matt Bloom would end up replacing Demott as WWE's head coach, a role the former Albert is still in to this day, and the Performance Center reportedly saw significant improvements after Demott's exit. Even now, Demott claims he is innocent of what was claimed against him, and whether that is the case or not, it's unlikely we'll ever see him return to WWE. And we're ending today with Trish Stratus, who proved that she can still go in the ring in her first match in over 3 years at WrestleMania 39. In Los Angeles, Stratus teamed with Becky Lynch and Lita to best Damage Control on night 2, and now we know why this return happened. Speaking on Busted Open Radio, the 7-time women's champion shared her reasons for returning to the ring, saying, "I'm constantly proving myself to myself, and when I got the call to do WrestleMania, that was fun. It was fun to be in that capacity, to do it at that level and at that stage. I'm all about layers, and I was like, I hadn't dipped into this territory again, for a long time. And it was like, can I do this? And when I did it, I loved it." Stratus looked impressive at Mania and is expected to face Becky Lynch soon enough, so there'll be plenty more Stratus faction to come in 2023.